Guys, in today's video we're going to be packing for an African safari. So if you've ever wondered what to take on a South African safari, that's what I'm going to be showcasing you in this video. I'm going to show you what I'm packing in my carry-on. I'm going to be showing you guys what I'm packing in my check bag and how I pack my rifle case. Guys, in today's video we're going to be packing for an African safari. If you've ever wondered what you're going to take on that first safari or maybe even your next safari that you might have overpacked, forgot about, this video I'm going to talk to you and showcase what I'm taking on an upcoming safari. The safari is going to happen in the month of August, so it's towards the tail end of winter in South Africa, so keep that in mind. We're going to be packing some cold weather stuff. We're going to be doing some night hunting. It's going to be that's the coldest time of the day. So if you've ever wondered what to take on a South African safari, that's what I'm going to be showcasing you in this video. I'm going to show you what I'm packing in my carry-on. I'm going to be showing you guys what I'm packing in my check bag and how I pack my rifle case. I'm going to be gone for a long period of time, so I have a little more gear than I would normally take on just your average 7 or 14-day safari, but it plays in role and it plays in this respect to what you guys should be thinking about. A lot of my stuff that I'm taking over, you'll see, is gifts for trackers and camp staff, so keep that in mind as well. I had this actually in a separate video, guys. I had a video this twice. I had a smaller bag that I had it all packed into, and I just had it too full, and it was kind of busting at the seams kind of deal, and I didn't want the zippers to get broke by any means by anything in the airport. So I put in my good old trusty black Cabela's bag. So when you hear me talk about packing twice, keep that in mind. I did this video twice, got everything packed away now. I've done a few little changes, cut down some weight. This was actually 63 pounds, which is 13 pounds overweight. Took out a few things, moved some things around to make it fit weight. But anyways, let's get in the video and let's show you guys what I pack when going on an Africa safari. All right, guys, so I messed up yesterday and I left out a few things, and I came back today, put them in my little bag. It was almost busting at the seams. Weighed out, I was 5 pounds overweight. So if I'm gonna be a little overweight, I'm gonna take my bigger bag to have enough room. I know a lot of this stuff's gonna actually be not brought back home with me, but I'm gonna plan on buying a few things while I'm over there. Rooibos tea, probably some souvenirs, shirts, stuff for the family. Just cool little things like that, trinkets. I like going to the Out of Africa store within the Johannesburg airport and always buying a few things. Obviously, they won't be in my check bag upon flying the big flight, but if I buy some stuff along the way through KwaZulu-Natal, Kimberley, Northern Cape, Douglas, stuff like that, I want to have room for that stuff, but I also want this stuff to fit in there comfortably, not be popping at the seams, and possibly ruin a bag with the way a lot of airports handle luggage these days. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna repack this. Like I said, I have a few added things in here, and I wanna make sure I get those added items in here to the video for you guys. So we're gonna repack it in my trusty big black Cabela's bag. This bag has went a lot of places with me. I mean, I got 1, 2, 3, 4 heavy tags on it already, if that tells you anything. So, but I'm losing stuff, so let's just get right into it. All right, we're gonna start off here with, if you hear my dog snoring, Bongo snoring. Anyways, we're gonna start off with these neck buffs I'm taking for the guys, for the trackers. Got some tape measures here for the trackers. A few of them fell down here. Trackers, scanners, PHs, whoever wants those tape measures can have them. And then next up, we're gonna get into the gun socks for the PHs. Guys involved, get those put in here. Got a few extra ones too. Never know if you have a nappy PH or whatnot with you. Now, my big thing is taking some treats for the guys, for the trackers, skinners, camp staff. It's always nice to have these little treats. So I take a big bag of Child's Play and a bag of bubble gum. I like chewing on some bubble gum, but I like having these treats out, especially in the morning of the trackers. Kind of gets the morale going, gets everyone excited, and it just kind of helps liven the mood up, and they like a little treat along the way too. All right, camp shoes, my Crocs here. Got a patch flat tire on it, but like I take camp shoes everywhere. For a lot of trips, I talk about taking them for shower shoes. When you're in Africa on these safaris, it's primarily just camp shoes, just to hang out, let your honey boots have a breather, just hang out like that. I'm not too worried about the showers and stuff there. They clean the stuff very well. So I'm just taking these, have camp shoes, kick around camping. Next up for me is some lens wipes. I take these, and I mean, there's 50 of them in here. I don't need 50, so I'll distribute these. I'll give them to the PH and probably a tracker throughout the trip. You know, use those bad boys as needed. One thing I actually, for myself personally, that I didn't add in there yesterday is a pair of long johns. We're going to be doing some night critters at the start of this trip, and it could be pretty chilly at night, especially if we're going to do any calling or anything like that. So I'm going to just take a pair of long johns, have them with me, super lightweight, easy to put in here. Don't take up a whole lot of room. Next up is my toiletry bag. I have in this bag, we'll open it up here, have shampoo and conditioner, foot powder, a brush. I have some nasal spray because my sinuses are very bad. I got a little travel size shaving cream thing here, some sunblock, bar of soap, then a bigger thing of toothpaste and a razor. The reason I put all this in here is because it will not fit and it's not size-wise to go in your carry-on. So I put it all in here, and so I have it all when I get there, and it helps actually lighten the load, as I talked about on packing my carry-on. It helps lighten the load of my toiletry bag there. Doesn't make it so bulky. It doesn't make me fill up my carry-on as fast. So I put all that in here, and it works out very well. I put it in this bag too because the fact that if anything leaks, it leaks just in this bag, hopefully, and contains it. And another thing I forgot to mention, I put black electrical tape over top of all this stuff. That way there's the pressure, there's less chance of it popping open in transit. So I keep that in there. Try to keep that kind of towards the center of my bag. Next up, I have my ammo case here. And as I've showed you guys before, I'll open it up real quick. I do have a TSA lock on here. I use TSA locks on my ammo box. That way they can check if they need be, but I rarely have them check on this stuff, especially when there's a TSA lock on here. We'll just open this up so you guys can see exactly what I got in here. Should help if I do the right side. Okay. And in here I have 20 rounds of 375 ammo. I actually have 6 solids and 14 softs. These are 300 grain Swift A-frames and jackhammers in here. And then I also have 40 rounds of my 308s. I'm shooting some Federal Fusion, 180 grains. This is what I'm going to be shooting out my Kimber 308. This will be primarily for the bigger plains game stuff, water buck, stuff like, not water buck, reed buck, common reed buck, some Gems buck, stuff like that. Primarily focus on this, spring buck even. And then obviously we're going to be using the 375 for buffalo, going to be using the solids on a red diker. And I plan on shooting my 375 quite often on this trip. Actually, I love my Jarrett, and so yeah, I'll probably use quite a few more of these softs throughout the trip as well for anything that comes up within, you know, a good shooting range. So that wraps it up as far as the ammo goes and the ammo box goes. We're gonna put that all in here. Set that down here, and then so next up, guys, I want to get into the stuff that I'm taking for the guys' gifts. I have a whole bunch of socks in here, a little bit heavier socks, not like super thick socks, but I'm going to be giving these to like the trackers, skinners, people like that within these camps that we're going to. They do like getting gifts like this. These are socks that I've actually, some of these socks are like brand new that I've had for a long time that I've never used. And since I went to the barefoot boots, I don't wear socks really that much anymore. So I want to be able to use these and give them to people that would put them to good use. and enjoy them a lot more than I will. So I'm gonna take a bunch of socks over to the guys. And then I also have a stack of t-shirts here for them. Neutral colors, light gray, browns, grays, like a khaki color. Those would be for like my trackers. They always like some shirts and stuff as well. And then in here I actually have some pants for them as well. These are some older pair of the Cabela's pants. These are really great. They're not mine. We don't use them anymore. So I'm gonna take them over and give them to someone that's gonna be able to put them to good use and get some good wear out of them. I even have a hoodie here, a Mule Deer Foundation hoodie that I'm gonna take over and give to one of the guys on this trip. I think, like I said, I think they'll put them to better use than I will. And it's nice just to give some stuff to people and outfit the guys a little bit. Here's a couple more pairs of those Cabela's pants. Make sure we put them on here. That pretty much wraps up what I'm going to be putting in this bottom box here, bottom bin here. I'll put this inverter in here. This is an inverter for South Africa. This will be able to invert for me to charge my phone, my camera, my laptop, all the above. This is actually one that I haven't used. One I've been using is in my carry-on, but this is pretty sweet. Wall plug-in and 2 USB ports on it, so it's pretty nice. I'll put a link to the description of these from Amazon for you guys. So we get these put in here. Put this down in this box, bottom part here. Get that good and kind of concealed away. And then we will zip her up here. And if I need to, I can always add some extra stuff down there because there's plenty of room. That's why I like this big Cabela's bag. Like I said, I've taken this bag to a lot of different places, and it's done well for me over the years of travel. Bongo, bro, stop snoring, please. Okay, so get this top compartment opened up all the way, if I can unzip it the correct way. Next up, actually, what I'm going to show you guys too is still some more stuff that I'm taking for the guys, trackers, skinners, camp staff. I have a bunch of beanies here through companies I've owned, companies that gave me beanies just for extras within goodies, a couple buffs. Got a bunch of stuff like that in here. Don't wear these beanies. And I want to give them to people that are going to put them to good use. I'm taking a stack of beanies here. I'm going to give them to the guys and watch them put them to better use than I will. So essentially all the gear is packed. Not all the gear, all the gifts are packed. And now we're going to get into the gear that I'm taking. As you can see, that pile has dwindled down drastically on the table here. A lot of that stuff was stuff that I'm taking for them, my toiletry bag, and my ammo box. Okay, so we'll start off here. Oh, I didn't end up the gifts yet. Still got more gifts. I went to Murdoch's and bought a bunch of these standard weight jersey knitted gloves. They're kind of like the white roping gloves you see people wear, but these ones are black. White would just be bad for hunting, and they look super dirty super quick. So I wanted to get the guys a bunch of gloves. So I got 12 pairs in here, and these will go to trackers, skinners, and whoever else I think needs some. So that's some more gifts. I don't think I can even fit them. I'll squeeze them in there. All the gifts can go in one pile. Lots of gifts. Keep forgetting. I'll probably find more before I get done at this rate. But yeah, let's get into it. So I'm going to pack a pair of gaiters. These are lightweight canvas gaiters. These gaiters have went a lot of places in Africa with me. Love them. I wear shorts a bunch. I wear them with shorts. I wear them with long pants. Just keeps all the stuff, the dirt, debris, seeds, bugs out of your boots as best as possible. So we'll throw them in here on this other end pocket for right now. And if we need to, we'll change it up. Black tape. I never leave anywhere without black tape. Put that in there. Spare set of shooting earplugs. I have one pair already in the gun case. Spare bag of Kleenexes. Spare thing of chapstick with SPF in it. Always good to have that. A neck buff. Good thing for in the mornings, driving the cool mornings. In the evenings, works really great. And also if you're going to sit out in the sun, maybe if you're glassing or something, it keeps the sun off your face. Multi-purpose for those as well. Next up, we got some gloves here. These lightweight gloves here, I'm going to use these mainly for when we're doing the night hunting and in the early mornings and evenings.
Next up, I got my tried and true trusty deerskin gloves. I take these Africa everywhere I go. They're just great because they handle the thorns really well, crawling in the dirt. These ones went to Cameroon with me last. It's just really great to have a pair of gloves like this that can withstand the elements and just keep working, rock and rolling. So, pair of deerskin leather gloves on top of having my kind of like thinner, warmer type gloves. And if I need be, I can even have those gloves on and fit them inside here. It'll be tough, but there is enough room to make it work. So have these in here, tighten them bad boys up. Headlamp, I already have one of the batteries turned around backwards so it doesn't work, but I also packed my flashlight as you've seen. But I always take a headlamp with me just for backup. You can never have too many options with lights. Some more Q-tips, throw those in here. And then I have my 2 leather ammo pouches here. So I'm taking 2 guns as you've seen. And what I'm gonna do is, probably on this bigger one, I'm gonna keep 308 ammo in it. This one right here, I'll probably do 375 ammo. And depends on where we're at. Like if we're primarily looking for red diker, I'll probably keep this loaded with solids, or just keep the gun loaded with solids and have softs in here. I haven't decided how I'm gonna rock and roll with that yet, but when it comes to buffalo, these will be primarily softs. I might put 1 or 2 solids in here, maybe. Big soft component guy, just make sure your shots count. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do, is just kind of keep these ready to rock and roll. Not gonna be swapping bullets in and out. So I know if I'm grabbing the bigger one, it's 308, and I know if I'm grabbing the smaller one, it's 375. It's a good way to keep things in order, is having 2 different pouches, different sizes. Obviously, you know, you pick a 375 bullet compared to a 308, you're gonna know the difference, but just to be safe. All right, so main compartment of the bag here, first and foremost, my little medical bag. This little tackle box here is full of things that I think I might need and have used in the past. Allergy medicine, Advil, bug afterbite, like anti-itch, some lotion, Neosporin, and like a prophylax for like, this one's exactly, what is this one? To be exact with you guys. This one's amoxicillin. You never know when you're gonna need it. So I have that. I have a pair of toenail clippers in here, some Band-Aids, and a filing board, emery board. It kind of goes there with me. Depends on where I'm at. Things might change, might be added in here. Nothing really comes out as far as where I go. A few things might get added if it's gonna be more remote. And depends on where we're gonna be. Like food might not be as great, take some different stuff. But this is my medical kit. It goes everywhere with me on all these trips. That goes in here. And yeah, next up, beanie. Pretty much states itself. Good for in the early mornings, evenings, night hunting. I'm gonna keep that kind of all my accessories in that pouch for right now. All right, so first up on the gear list for me here is kind of a lightweight knitted little sweater thing here. It's gonna be 78% cotton and 22% polyester. The reason I state that is like it's a little bit thicker, heavier, so it's gonna be warmer for those early mornings, late evenings. Can layer up with some other stuff I got, but also the cotton really is durable in Africa. Like the thorns and the brush is really rough on stuff. I've wore this in South Africa, crawling through the brush hunting bush pig with dogs, and it has no marks on it, surprisingly. It really lasts really well. The cotton materials is great for over there. A lot of synthetic stuff will just rip apart. I have a ton of gear that is trashed from Africa. Next up, little cotton hunting shirt here. It's a 100% cotton t-shirt. Comfy, love these shirts, and they're very affordable at Cabela's. They're the redhead ones. Same thing here with this shirt here. This is just a long sleeve version. Comfy shirt as well. I can wear it around camp during the days that I'm not wearing it hunting. If it's washed and clean, wear it in the evenings, wear it for hunting. Kind of use it as a multi-purpose shirt. That's kind of what all my gear is when I go to Africa. A lot of it's multi-purpose. You can wear it traveling, wear it to town, and wear it hunting. I don't take any camo with me for the most part, and I just like to keep it that way. Just makes all the gear have multiple uses. Next up is some boxers and some socks. I'm wearing the barefoot, the Jim Green barefoots, and I really don't wear socks that much. I'm not gonna really wear them, but it's nice to have a pair if you need them. Like in the evenings, if I'm wearing my Crocs and it's a little chilly, throw a pair on. I'm gonna wear a pair through the airport because you gotta take your shoes off so much, and there's no way I'm touching that dirty floor with my bare feet. How's your nap going over there, bud? All right, next up, SCI vest here. Again, multi-purpose, traveling in it, wearing around camp at sundowners, having dinner, and I can use it as a layering system while hunting. Just another t-shirt here. Again, camp wear, hunting wear, all flows the same. I think I'm taking a total of like 7 shirts, which is a lot for me to typically take, but I'm gonna be gone quite a bit and I'm gonna mix things up a little bit. So 7 shirts between this bag, the rifle case, and a shirt that you guys see me put in my carry-on for backup. Here's the first jacket I'm taking, my SCI jacket here. This one's just a polyester jacket. I have worn it hunting. It's a little light colored for a lot of the hunting stuff, but it does work really well. It's warm, it's comfortable, mainly for around camp. But again, if my other jacket that's in my check bag is wet, got dirty during the day before, needs washed, I can easily throw this one on and be ready to rock and roll that way. Hey, wake up, buddy. Bungo. Sorry if you can hear him snoring. All right, so next up, this is my only pair of long trousers that I'll be taking with me. I'll probably wear a pair of these exact same pants, probably same color to travel in. I might wear the kind of the other khaki color or the camel color type ones. These are like 98% cotton with some elastic in it. It's polyester on the inside, a little bit different fabric on the inside, but on the outside it's almost nearly 100% cotton. Be great for the thorns, great for the brush, very durable. I'm really excited to get these to Africa and test them out. These are the Origin Moab pants, for anyone that's asking. I haven't worn them on any hunts yet. I'm really excited to get them to Africa, put them to test there. Next up is some shorts. A pair of blue shorts. You can hunt in them, travel in them, chill around camp in them. These are, these are like a cotton short. Like I said, cotton's very durable, rugged, and withstands the African brush, the thorns, the rocks, all that stuff. I like wearing shorts. These are comfy shorts. I really like them, and they're very affordable at Cabela's. So that pretty much wraps up the gear that I'm taking. For anyone that was wondering, like I said, I got, I think, 7 shirts, probably 2 pairs of long pants, a rain jacket in the gun case, I think 3 pairs of shorts, 2 jackets, a vest, and a light kind of pullover, you know, that cotton material, not sweater, maybe you'd call that a sweater, but yeah, very minimal gear, and that's all. This is more gear than I would take on average for some of these hunts, for the most part, just shirts wise probably. But that wraps it up for me as taking gear wise. You know, this bag's a lot bigger than that little brown bag that I pre-packed in on shooting this the first time, and it'll be a lot easier just on the zippers and the bag itself. And this bag has been proven to be tough the whole trip, going to and from Africa and other places around the world. So that's the gear I'm taking there. I'll also be carrying my Garmin watch. For anyone that wants to know, this is the Phoenix 7, I think. I love this watch. It tracks my steps, all that good stuff. And so that pretty much wraps it up, though. I got everything packed here. I'm going to get on the scale in a minute here, and I'll actually weigh this bag, because I don't know if my little bow scale will hold it like the other one. So what I'll do is I'll pre-weigh myself, and then I will weigh the bag. So we'll do that real quick and get that on there for you guys. Oh, if I don't run into everything on the way over here. Okay, 164.5. Just double checking. Now if this goes off, turn it back on. $227.6. 227.6. $164.5, 227.6. Okay, how many pounds difference is that one? Not a mathematician here. 53.1 pound? Is that the difference? So I'm gonna be 3 pounds overweight. I think that's right. You guys tell me if I'm wrong. Not a math whiz. But I'll be about a little over 3 pounds overweight. But on the way back, I'll definitely be shy, which is fine. Just have to see how much they charge me for an overweight bag. I can't finagle it. I think the gun case is like 50.6 pounds. Hopefully it doesn't scale on the upper side and hit that 51 pound at the airport, because if it stays at 50, I think I'll be good. And I think everything else is fully maxed out. My carry-on, I can't put anything in there to really help knock down some weight. Could put that 3-pound bag of candy in there. That'd be about the only way to lose 3 pounds. But anyways, it works out great. I have everything packed and I'm super excited, and I'm really looking forward to getting over to Africa. Final touch here on this bag is putting my PWP travel tag on this one. Always got to go places. Always got to go places with these travel tags. And I want to say huge thanks to Patrick and his crew at PWP. They have taken care of me so well for the last, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 years, however many years it's been. Helped me out on traveling a lot of different places, and have been nothing but great to work with. Patrick is the stand-up guy, and his crew there are awesome. They've already sent me the pre-trip email saying your trip is coming up. Make sure you have all these documents. They gave me all my letters of invitation copied in there, my itinerary, my SAPS application. It's just cool to have all that stuff in one little email. That way, if you have to go back and find it, it's right there. And it's awesome that Beverly did that for me. I appreciate you very much. So if you guys are looking to book any international hunting trips, I suggest you contact PWP for all your travel with your firearms, especially because Patrick and his team have done this for a very long time. They're very knowledgeable, and this is their business. That's what they do, and they will save you a lot of headache and heartache and time getting upset going places, because there's some places you need permits for layovers, permits of point of entry. There's just different things that us as the not so frequent traveler or someone that's going on their very first international hunt might not know. So it's great to have someone that's skilled and that's their job in your pocket, being able to talk to them through WhatsApp if things get shady overseas, if there's some paper that's not lined up, or if you want to come home early or extend your trip. It's always great to have a team like PWP in your pocket. So contact PWP for all your international travel hunting needs. All right, so now we're moving on to my carry-on. First and foremost, I usually have a nice little binder thing. It's pretty thin. I actually found out today my my little strap on it's broke, so I got a new one. But what I do is I put a copy of my 4457 form for both my rifles in here, copy of my passports, copy of my SAPS forms, copies of my invitation letters from the outfitters. I put all of the copies of a bunch of different documents in here, and it's always in my carry-on. That way it never leaves me in my itinerary. It's always great to have copies of all this, because you're going to get asked along the way for some of this stuff sometimes, and it's just best to have it at hand's reach, somewhere that's not going to get lost. So this goes in a little binder. I got to go get a new one today, but it goes in my carry-on at the very bottom, and it's tucked away there for most of the safari. Next up is my toiletry bag. I really limited this one down because of the stuff I put in the toiletry bag that's in the check bag that you guys already saw. But what's in here will be like my contact plungers. Contacts will be in here. Thing of wet ones for travel. Q-tips. I have some deodorant. Toothbrush and toothpaste travel size. Very minimal, which is nice to have very minimal stuff in this bag. It just saves me a lot of room within here. Keeps this from being so bulky during the travel. It used to be super bulky, but now I got it kind of dwindled down here. So that'll go in here next. And then I already decided that the gym greens are going to have to go back in the check bag, but we'll put those back in there in a minute for you guys. So next up in the carry-on is I take my binos with me. I always put them in my my carry-on. I don't put them in the gun case. I don't put them in the check bag. I always like to have my binos with me, keep my glass with me. Again, if nothing shows up, I have my binos with me. You can always borrow a rifle from the company or whatnot, but it's hard to get a pair of binos, and it's good to see. So I always have my binos. They'll go in here. Next up is my camera. I always take a camera with me. Typically, I take a wildlife lens. I don't have one at the moment. I'm upgrading through cameras and stuff. Had to sell some different things to get some different options and haven't got them yet. But I always carry a camera. This is my very first 7D Mark II that I owned. It goes with me. So it's going to go with me to take landscape, trophy photos, such like that. It's going to go in this very small Pelican case that I have here. It fits in here very well, along with the chargers, extra batteries, and SD cards. I'll actually even be taking this mic setup that I have here for my phone. It'll be going in here. And what I'll actually do is, sorry, I gotta lay this down. This won't go in my carry-on bag. This will be like my personal item that will travel with me as well. So that's kind of like my extra personal item because I don't carry a backpack and it's super small. It fits under almost every plane seat, if not every plane seat. Super small that way. On this safari, I'm also taking a brand new Lacy hard drive with me. I just got this in from B&H. Haven't even unboxed it yet. I won't be taking the box with me. But I'll be taking the hard drive. And the reason I'm taking the hard drive is because I have a camera company coming to film it for me while I'm in Africa. And what I'll do is at the end of the trip, just get not even at the end of the trip, throughout the trip, we'll be doing backups. And I'll get all the raw footage put on this hard drive. And I'll actually probably just pop it right in this little case as well, because it'll fit on top of all this stuff. It'll fit right in here as well. And so packing that little hard drive in here, like I said, it's going to collect all the raw footage from the camera guy, also collecting the raw files from my my own camera as well. So next up, I got my laptop, and what I usually do is I actually put this on top of the copies of paperwork. So once I have my little folder, I'll have that in there. I'm just gonna wear my gym greens. I already have my camp shoes packed, so I'm just gonna rock my gym greens on the plane. They're comfy enough, I like them enough, and yeah, I'm just gonna wear them on the travel, so no worries there. Got that issue out of the way. Anyway, so laptop, toiletry bag, binos in here so far. I'm gonna put my second adapter for my plug-in. I'm gonna put that in my bag. I will probably put that here on one of the end compartments just because it's kind of bulkier. I'll just probably pop that in here on the end compartment. Call it good. Just buckle that up. Laptop charger, phone charger in there. So we'll get laptop, phone charger in here. Next up, I have my travel pillow. This I'll just usually buckle to like the strap on the outside. So it's not in the bag per se. I'll also put another baggage tag on this bag somewhere, probably just on one of these straps like right here. Again, this is my carry-on, but you're in the airport, someone ever steals your shit, whatever. It's always nice to have a baggage tag on it while you're traveling with it. So have that in there, carrying this, carrying that. Sunglasses, I always take a pair of sunglasses. I mentioned that before, just for travel days, traveling on the truck hunting. That will go in here as well, so I don't get broke. Same with the flashlight. I'll put my flashlight in here. It might get put in like this other end pocket to be precise. I have a pair of Kleenexes in here already. Headphones, can't travel without headphones. Gonna need these for watching movies on the plane. They go in here as well. And then this is probably the most important piece right here. This is my little travel wallet. This right here carries my passport, yellow fever card, all the good stuff in it right here. This either stays in here or in a pocket while I'm traveling. Never leaves my sight typically. So that either goes on top in there. Next thing I recommend is getting a good book with you for travel, sitting in camp during the midday heat, downtime at night, whatever. It's always good to have a good book with you. This is the Chasing the Adventures book by J. Allen Smith. I've read this book a few times, and it goes with me quite often on these hunts. It has a lot of good Africa stories in it, international stuff. Just gets you in the good mood to be heading to Africa hunting. So always have a good book with you. That goes in there as well. I always pack my inReach with me. South Africa, you have a lot of Wi-Fi on these camps, so you can use WhatsApp, iMessage. There's load shedding, so there's times where the Wi-Fi is not going to be on. But it's always good to have inReach with you, as well as the Global Rescue membership. Always have this stuff on hand, ready to rock and roll. In case of emergency, no matter where you are, always pack an inReach. More tissues. Can't have enough of those. This one might go in the gun case since I already have one in there. I always take a little notepad with me. Take sketches, do sketches on it, little measurements of capes and stuff, especially on the small stuff for the taxidermists to be able to bring back. the exact measurements of the animal, like on the dikers and stuff like that. You know, even on bongo, I took measurements on that. Some of those more key animals that you're gonna do life-size mounts on. It's always good to have a little notepad with you. I always put notes in my phone as well. It's always cool to have a notepad though. And then, like I said earlier, I have my change of clothes that I'll pack with me. They'll just be like in here, and my jacket. And then next up, I have a battery pack. This is a solar panel battery pack charger from Last Light. This is just a portable battery pack. It's just nice to have one of these around for USB charging, for phones, inReach, kind of whatever you need. And there's some lights and a charging cord in here as well. That will be with me as well. So that pretty much wraps up my carry-on here. Like I said, I'll have a book. And then I'll put my paperwork in here once I get the new file folder today. I didn't realize it was broken until I went to do this video. But that will essentially wrap this up. I'll throw this bad boy on here. And I'll be ready to rock and roll. I have a shoulder strap as well. Be nice and easy to pack this around. Carry this if I need be. It'll even fit in here still. So, but it's just nice to have that stuff. Camera, check bag, carry-on bag. Now let's move on to the gun case. All right, let's move on to the gun case. This is a nice hard locking case. It's by Vault, which is also a Pelican company. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 latches, and it does have 4 eyelets for locks. I'm a big proponent about using a lock per eyelet. I only have 2 locks at the moment. I'm gonna get 2 more before I leave. But this is a big thing I want to draw about this case. It's a little different than the SKB cases and other cases I've used in the past. And I bought this case when I went to Cameroon, and I had a rude awakening when I showed up at the airport. And I'll hit on my topic now. I use combination locks. I don't use TSA locks. I don't use key locks. I use combination locks, one lock in my gun case. You see me use a TSA lock on the ammo box, but I refuse to let TSA have access to my rifle without me being there. And so I usually use like the little colored combo locks you get for gym class. But when I showed up I didn't test them in the case or nothing. When I showed up at the airport in Salt Lake to fly to Paris, then to Cameroon, I found out that those locks didn't have a deep enough throat on them, and they wouldn't lock into eyelids. So I had to improvise, use a couple key locks, even use a couple TSA locks, just kind of threw it all together and made it work. So now I made sure I got locks, combo locks with deep enough throats that will go in here to the eyelids. It needs to be shut to be, but see, goes in there, fits, locks up great, and we're good to go there. So first off, combination locks. Guys, I can't emphasize enough. If you use TSA locks to have access to your gun without you there. I had a TSA lock bow case which had no eyelids, but it had built-in TSA locks. And when I went to Australia with the bow case, the TSA locks got tapped out. There was no way to lock my bow case. Luckily, the bow was still intact. Nothing was messed up with it. Shot good. But I had to use big, giant zip ties to actually lock it on the way back home. And that's how they locked it after they broke into it. So I refuse to let TSA have access to my stuff without me being there. So that's why I use these big master heavy combo locks, and they work perfect. So first off, you got those combo locks here, going on that subject. And then, so we'll open this bad boy up. And inside, we have 2 different rifles. I am going to be taking, first rifle I'm going to be taking right here, set this down, is a Kimber 308. I've taken this rifle a lot of places, have not taken it to Africa yet. It's been in New Zealand with me, been around here in the States quite a bit. And I really love this rifle. Just want to get over to Africa. It's a good shooting rifle. The Leopold 3.5 to 10 on here. Be great for those little bit further shots that we might be taking on some plains game. And I'm super excited to take this rifle over to Africa for its first trip. Like I said, I've taken it to New Zealand. Just excited to get this gun to Africa. I'm a big Kimber rifle fan. Set that in here for right now. And then next up here, we have a Jarrett 375. Get the gun sock off here. I have a Jarrett 375 here. This rifle, I've had it for going on 15 years. I've taken this rifle to Africa, I've taken to Argentina, Alaska. It's a phenomenal rifle, Jarrett 375 with a Swarovski 1.7 to 10 on it. This would be perfect for diker hunting, Cape buffalo hunting, and it, quite frankly, it works great for a lot of plains game. I'm sure I'll be shooting this gun a lot while we're over there. I love my Jarrett rifle, and it's done very well for me in the past on all my hunts with it. And then that kind of brings me to this piece of gear here. I have a gun sock, and I typically, actually, so that brings me to this gear setup here. I have this gun sock, which I'll be taking with me, but I'm also going to be taking this buffalo skin leather soft case. It's really important to have a soft case with you, and even a gun sock with you and traveling to Africa, because one, sometimes when you get on charter flights, they won't have room for these, and you'll have to leave these back. It'd be nice to throw your gun in a lock or gun in a soft case. It's always nice to have one of these in for traveling down the road, going to different hunting areas, traveling to different concessions, so on and so forth. But it's also nice to have your rifle in one of these while you're traveling, period. Have it in the back of the truck. And you can leave it open, readily accessibility to it, but it's always nice to have one. So I'm gonna put my Jarrett in there. Remember, bolts have to be out when you show up at the airport. No cartridges in here. So I'm gonna put this Jarrett in here as I'm gonna be packing it away for the trip. So we'll put that in there, and we'll just leave it kind of like that. So what we'll do is we'll get this back open up here and actually get to packing the rifle case. So we got that in there. This doesn't give me a lot of room back here, but we'll work on it. Okay, so we have that in there, and then brings me to the gun sock. I'm gonna put my gun sock on my 308. Again, bolts out. And we'll give the 308 a little extra cushion here with the gun sock. And what I'm gonna do for travel reasons, now we'll be all right. We'll just take it off at the airports. We'll put that down in there. Get this out of the way. So we got one bolt here, one bolt here. I'm gonna scoot this gun case kind of a little cockeyed for us here so I can be kind of back here behind it. Finish this off. So next up, what I'm gonna have in my gun case is I'm gonna pack a rifle sling. This is primary for the Jarrett in case I need it. I don't use their sling a lot in Africa, but if we're gonna go do some different hiking, different stuff like that, or it's also nice to, if you're gonna have someone else carry it, like if we're gonna go do something, I'm gonna pack my 308, I can always have this sling on there, get the tracker, my Jarrett, and they can pack it that way, which works nice. I take some oil wipes with me to wipe down the bolt and stuff, primarily on the way back home. That way everything's kind of somewhat clean on the way home. So take some oil wipes. Another thing are my rocket earplugs. I take a multi-tool Leatherman, and that goes in here in my rifle case. I do take some bore snakes for both rifles. Again, this is primarily for at the end of the hunt to travel home with, just kind of clean it up a little bit, prevent some rust and so on and so forth like that. Mainly like in Cameroon, we had to wipe down everything, clean out everything because of the humidity and moisture. We won't have much of that on this trip. Next up, I'm gonna actually pack some clothes in here. And the reason I'm gonna put some clothes in here is to help have some extra padding for my rifles and stuff doesn't move around that much. This gun case actually takes up quite a bit of room and gives a lot of cushion. But also, if check bag doesn't show up and the rifle case shows up, I got some extra hunting clothes, vice versa. So that's why I got a little bit of hunting clothes and everything. My rifle case, check bag, and my carry-on. So I'll put my rain jacket in here. It works very well. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring it in here and I'm gonna put it right up in here along the top of the scope on my 308. Now I have a buddy, he has a tough pack and he throws a lot of his hunting gear in there with his tough pack, his boots, which works great for boots because it's not a flat, it's kind of a rectangular thing. Works awesome that way. And then what I'm gonna do is just come along here and on the the gun itself, put the extra hunting clothes that I'm going to be taking. I got 3 shirts in here and a pair of shorts. So essentially that brings an end to packing the rifles, which is super nice, super easy. Gonna come in here and rearrange some bolts so they're kind of in here a little better, and shut the case up. You know, it's gonna take some pushing to get it to shut. Sorry, put the shirts on this end because the heavy end of that's on that side. So essentially we're gonna come in here, sure the rain jacket's not gonna be in the way, shut it up here. Like I said, that soft rifle case, it adds a lot of cushion, so it actually bows this case quite a bit, but it keeps everything, by doing so, it's gonna keep everything from moving around on me, which is gonna be great. You don't want nothing moving around. And essentially, that ends the packing of my rifle case. Everything's still sealed up nicely, tight, and then what I do is come in here with my combo locks. Takes a second to get them to come through here. Once I get them through there, easily to lock them up like this. Same thing on this side. If I can get to the eyelet, there we go. And it's ready to rock and roll. It's locked up. And like I said, they have to come get me when they want to open this. I'm a big advocate of not using TSA locks. And these things would be very hard to cut, break off, pry open. And it just adds some reassurance to the case here. This case has flown several miles. It's going to fly a lot more. And I'm looking forward to getting all this back over to Africa. All right, so as they say, second time's a charm, right? We went through and repacked my checked baggage. Like I said, it was a little overweight already, and it was bursting at the seams when I added the gifts for the guys in there. So I wanted to make sure I wasn't taking a bag that wasn't going to withstand some travel abuse. So I put in my trusty Cabela's bag. This bag has been a lot of place with me. Never failed me so far, touch wood. And I'm excited to get over there, get rid of a bunch of that stuff. From calculations, we're about 3 pounds overweight, but that's 3 pounds of that candy I'm taking over for the guys. For treats, that'll be gone by the time we're gone. A bunch of clothing will be gone, and then I'll be able to fill it back up with a bunch of stuff like Rooibos tea and some goodies to bring home and distribute to people. But I'm super excited. Got everything ready to rock and roll here. Check bag, my gym green boots that I'm gonna be wearing, my camera, which will be in which will be considered my personal item, my carry-on bag, my neck pillow, and my gun case, which is ready to rock and roll. And I think we're like 50.6 pounds, so we're gonna be right on the money there. Hopefully it drops down a pound instead of rounding up a pound, and it'll save us some money there. So I'm super excited. I hope this video helped any of you guys out when you're planning on packing for that first or next safari. Again, I talk about being pretty minimal. Obviously, if you're not taking a bunch of stuff for people, you could fill this bag up with a lot more of your own personal gear. Throughout 30 international trips, I just learned that you always end up taking too much stuff, especially in Africa. They do the laundry literally every day or every other day. So you don't need to take 7 pairs of boxers, 7 pairs of underwear, 7 shirts, 7 pairs of pants for a 7-day safari. It's just not needed. The laundry's done quite often. And if you really to me, I always end up finding like the pair of pants and the shirt that I like the most to be hunting in. And if it's just getting, if I had to take a day off, I'll recycle through 2 pairs pretty much the entire trip. Third pair is always good to have for backup. I have plenty of backup on this trip, but just take that with a grain of salt. Again, like I've talked about going into it, about cold weather, warm weather gear. Some people have better accustomed to cold weather like I am. I'm used to cold weather. I'm not a very big hot weather person. I will die quicker in hot weather than I will cold weather. As far as my feelings go, it can get pretty cold and it won't bug me as much, but if it gets 90 degrees, it'll bug me because I'm not used to that hot weather. So make sure you think of it, what you're accustomed to and what time of the year you're going places, because some of these African hunts are extremely hot and they're hard on me, but I know people that live in warmer conditions that it's just like another day back home for them. So, and vice versa. Same with hunting international for Marco Polo sheep, you know, Alaska for brown bears, to Turkey for bezel or ibex, just different things like that. Just make sure you take into accountability what you're used to, and don't overpack, but don't underpack as well. Take the things you're gonna need. I hope this video helps you guys out. I'm gonna be doing several of these packing videos to help you guys get some more information on what I've taken on different hunts around the world, from bezel ibex in Turkey in like a early winter type hunt, the Sind ibex, Blandford Ural in the later season when it's starting to get warm type hunts, different things like that. I'll do some videos on those to help share my knowledge on it. Again, it's all personal preference. Take it with a grain of salt, but use it when helping you guys build your packing list and do that. And if you're looking for packing list, I have some packing list over at simsafaris.com. I put some new ones up right now over the weekend that have check boxes. You can save them, you can print them, and you can download them. They have little check boxes, so as you're packing your gear, you can check off boots, coat, toiletries, so on and so forth. There's some extra spots in there for you to add your own stuff if need be. If you're making a list of what you're taking and you want to make sure it's on the list, you can add it and be able to check it off. So check those out at simsafaris.com, and check out all the other free information I have between my safari tip and ebook, my safari plan and ebook, all the outfitters that I have on there, the companies that we work with. And these are all tried and trusted products, tried and trusted outfitters that I would personally hunt with, and I would send my best friend to hunt with to spend their hard-earned money, because it can get difficult finding good quality outfitters through this day and age where it's easy to find anything and everything on social media and the internet, but you never know if it's 100% accurate or if it's an outfitter that matches with your wants and needs. So check out simsafaris.com when you're planning your first or next international hunting trip.